Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to take that power supply and make it work with my amplifier for my CB radio. This is the standard size ATX power supply from a computer. Notice the difference in size in these things. This one is a 1000 watt. It came out of a Dell workstation, a Dell T3400. So I'm going to convert this. This has the modular style plug on it. So the jack comes right off. And I've already started pulling out all the wires that I don't need. So I'm going to finish working on this and getting those wires out so that I end up with just the yellows, the blacks, and that one green. All the reds, browns, blues, oranges, they can all go away. I don't need any of those. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing this and then we'll see if we can get that power supply to power up. As you can see, I started cutting them, but then realized that I can just pop them right out. Just grab hold of them with the needle nose. The doubled ones usually, oh no, it did pull the whole pin out. Usually it just pulls the wire out of the connector. I'll go back later and pull the long ones, like that blue one. Yeah, pulled the wire right out. You gotta spin this thing around to find the easiest access into some of these. Don't take that green one out. We need the green one to power up the power supply. I'll show you that in a little while. We got a blue and yellow one. Alright, I think it's time to undo all these zip ties and cut off the ends and separate all these wires. Alright, I'm going to take care of that mess now. So the plug shitted all over my floor. I removed all the wires that I don't need. I left all the yellows, which are my 12 volt positive. A green and a black one. That one will turn the power supply on and off. And a whole bunch of negatives. So now I'm going to strip off the ends of these and get these set up to get hooked up. Alright, so I'm going to try and beat the noise that's coming out of that power supply. Now I don't have a lot of these and they're not really big enough to go to loop the wire around in these. So instead of ordering big ones and spending a lot of money on those ferrite chokes, I have another computer power supply. This is just a cheap one that I don't mind cutting up. And look inside of it. We got a couple of, more than a couple, there's 4 of them in here. There's ferrite chokes. So I'm going to cut those out, remove the copper wire off them, and repurpose them so that they'll end up looking like that. This is one that I already pulled out of another power supply. Alright, I'm going to get to that, getting those out, and we're going to try installing those on the power supply and see if it kills the noise. So these little ones, here, they've proven to be tough. I finally have one out. Look at what was involved in getting that one out. The wire and all that was all glued into a piece of plastic in the center that fit in the grooves of these caps that were clipped on. And all that little copper wire, I couldn't unwind it because of the glue and center thing. So I had to snip it all the way around and then peel it out. But I finally get that one out. I have 2 big ones out too, and already all unwrapped. There's one left in there. I might as well go for it and grab that one too. So I got the ferrite chokes all out of that power supply, all unwrapped, and I wrapped them on the power leads here. The one big one that I already had, I put on the negative, and then the 4 that I just got out of that power supply, I put 2 each on 2 sets. This is gonna get hooked up to the amp, and these are just power connections for whatever I want in the future. There's 5 wires bundled together here, and that ends up being thicker than the wire that comes out of the amp that I'm gonna hook up to this. I'm just hooking up that little blue amp to it. Alright, so I'm going to plug this back into the power supply now that I have all the chokes on there, and then hook it up to that amplifier and see. I already know it'll run it, but let's see if it runs it quietly. Alright, so I got the big beast mounted in there. I'll tuck it back in. My power switch is underneath. We have some skip coming in now, but get that camera to focus. Look at that, 0 noise from the power supply. Look at that, skip quieted down long enough for me to show you no noise.
Yeah, it sounds like it could use
See
a
that?
little bit more audio.
No joke.
What kind of radio you run there?
There we have it. It's running both of them, the radio and the amplifier. Both running off of the computer power supply. It's a 1,000-watt power supply. I added the ferrite chokes because I know the PC power supplies always make some noise. So I put the chokes on there, as you saw, and now it's a nice quiet setup and plenty of power to run those 2 items. I may end up hooking that up to it also because it has more than enough power to run all 3. Just a little amplifier there, so may hook them all up to that. That has its own power supply. That one. But the rest of them all can run off of that. Alright, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you liked the video, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Alright, thanks for watching.